excited to be sharing these really cool features in Microsoft Office PowerPoint application, animations, and more. These are some of my favorite features when I want to add that motion effect presentation to help keep the audience fully engaged. I will also use some video footages as well because that will add that extra ingredient to scale up the presentation. But first, I do have an announcement to make. Today, I am super excited to be filming from my EOS M50, and I would love to know your feedback on the comment section down below. Just this opening remarks is being filmed from my EOS M50 camera. The rest of the presentation will be done inside my computer with my webcam. Lastly but not least, if you're new to this channel and you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, please subscribe. The subscription button is located right here on the bottom right inside this video, but also right below this channel. Now, without further ado, I'm going to hop inside my computer so that I can finish the rest of the tutorial, where I will also be providing to you the structure of the lesson and what you would expect to acquire by the end of this lesson. Let's begin. So the structure of this tutorial will be as follows. I will have two sections. During the first section, I will illustrate how to create countdown timer with animations in PowerPoint application. This is a great addition to your presentation because it will give yourself, your presenters, as well as your participants the time to do some housekeeping. If you're meeting virtually, perhaps you have to make sure that you're on a video and that you're presenting so that the sound is on, and also making sure that you're not on mute. It really is a fantastic addition. And during the second session of the illustration, I will be using some additional animations and more features, including video footages that will really scale up your presentation overall. These are not only great to showcase your talents with PowerPoint and overall meeting presentation, but it also will create that motion effect that will retain the attention of your participants and really keep them fully engaged for the duration of your meeting. Now, without further ado, let's begin the lesson. For the purpose of this illustration and to show how this meeting presentation is set up with no animations, with no morph, with no additional features in whatsoever that makes it more interesting. So this here is the agenda for the meeting. The content is about introducing VBA or macro, Visual Basic for applications. This is explaining what the subject is. As you can see, there's currently no effect that makes it more interesting or more interactive to make your meeting more productive or engaged. So for that reason, I would like to make a case how incorporating some very basic animations and morph effects, as well as some video footages, can really make and transform this presentation into a very powerful one for your next meeting. We will now start with first incorporating the timer. We will do that by going to the Insert tab, and we need a shape, and you can use any shape that you like. For the purpose of this illustration, I would like to have a nice round happy face, and I need one more shape, so I'll go back to the Insert tab and I will pick the round, just the regular round shape at this time, and I will change that color to black so that it stands out against yellow. And I would also like to make sure that I remove the outline so there's no outline, and I'll make it a little bit bigger. Now I would like to make sure that this shape is yellow for the happy face, and I will keep the outline here, but I would like to make sure that the outline is maybe a color that sort of fades with the yellow, kind of a sun type. So that now is ready for some customization. The first thing that I'd like to do, I like to make sure that I group these together and also align it to the center. To do that on the Mac operating system, you want to press the command and then hold and press down both shapes. Go to the arrange, and then here you want to align that to the center. Go back to the arrange, and this time you want to group these two objects together. Now that they are together, we're ready to start incorporating some additional animations to actually create a countdown timer. Now let's finish customizing this and formatting it so that it actually works sequentially with the numeric number and the click sound like the clock. Once I set up the first two, 59 and 58, that's how the sequence will be. It will start with 59 and then 58. I will speed up. You will see me continuing to grow and count down the number. The first thing that I will do, I would like to click on it once and then go to shape format and making sure that the format is good enough. I think that looks good. Let me reduce that by 1. That's much better. And then I will like to go to the format pane and click on this little shape there and see if I can choose perhaps a 3D shape. The 3D format. On the top level, I will select this one here, and on the bottom level, I will select something very similar as well. That you can adjust the transparency as you wish. Maybe I'll just adjust it just to give you a visibility of what that looks like. Text outline, no line, so we'll keep it that with no line. Other than that, everything looks good here. So now I will close out of the pane format, and I will add some numeric sequence to count down. So I will simply click on this one here and just double click, and then I will start with 59 SEC for seconds, and I would like to format it. So go to Home tab and then choose the format of your style. I like the impact, and then for the font size, I will choose 36. That looks pretty good. So the first animation that I like to choose is the wheel. It looks like a clock moving. And then I like to choose the exit effects to be the white one. And we should have 2 now. So the first one here now is ready to format. For the sound, I like to have it on a click. So that is, it will click like a clock, and making sure that the duration is set for half second and on a click. For the second one, no sound. Now for the start, it should be right after the previous one, and the duration should also be half second. A combined total of 1 second, for the total of 59 seconds altogether once we reach the countdown to 1. So this is really important to making sure that you set this up correctly. Now that that's all set, we will start to now add in the sequence. This next one is 58, and you have to change just the first one here. That would still for the sound, you want this to be actually the click, so the sound is still good on the click. The timing, it should be right after the previous one, and then half second. This one here should be all set, so no sound, half second. So let's double check. This one here, the sound would be the click sound, like the clock. It will start on a click, that's the first one, and it will be for half second. This one here will start right after the first one. It will wipe automatically, and it will be half second for a total of 1 second together. This one here will also be right after the previous one, and it will be half second right after the previous one, and so on. So similarly, this one here will be, the start will be right after the previous one, and no sound, and half second. Now that these two are all set, well structured with the right sequence, the next step is to start copying and paste this the number 58 until we reach number 1 second. This is just a copy and paste, and then changing the sequence to 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51 until we get to 1 second. I will speed up the process. All set. Now that I've reached a second and the formatting is done, everything was centered, so that really helped everything to stay perfectly lined up. So what we have to do now is really play this clock down timer to make sure that it counts correctly at the right sequence, starting with 59 all the way down to 1 second. So let's try that now and see if the test works. Perfect, that looks like it worked well. So you can see that you can create your own clock down timer or clock up, count up timer in PowerPoint and make it as powerful as you wish and as long as you wish to do. But this here is a perfect timer counting down numerically from backwards from 59 all the way to 1. That really maximizes the value and productivity of your meeting and helping you to stay on the agenda, and also making sure that your meeting participants are on the clock. Now with that, we can now move to the next section of the tutorial, which will be relatively quick. Okay, now we will be making this presentation more interesting, and the first thing that I'd like to do is to change the meeting agenda with powerful presentation. So for that, one of the beautiful things about PowerPoint, the newest version, I'm on Microsoft Office 2016, Office 365, which is powered by machine learning. You can see that it will automatically capture this, and then it will provide design ideas to change that, and I like to change that, and I will make it something more simpler. This time I will just choose something like that, and I will close the design ideas, and we will keep this design because it really is much better than the plain design that I had earlier. Now that that is all set, and these are the video footages that I will be incorporating into that slide. The next thing that I like to do now that I've changed that design, we will now start to add in animations as the second part. So I will start with the title, and I will click on the animations tab and choose fly in. I will keep this to also fly in, so we'll keep that as well, and then we will move on to the third slide because that's already done, and then we will again go to the animations tab, and once again I would choose fly in, and I will also making sure that that one there has animations, so I would choose expand for that, and here I would choose another. I'm already on the animations tab, so let's see what else we can pick. Go with rise up, that way the animations are spread out, and I will leave that with no animation, but I will definitely choose. Let's see what else to pick for this one here. We will go with peek in. Okay, this one here, there are 4 animations to do for these numbers. So we'll start with the first one, and they will all be wheels. So we'll choose animation for the title as well, and then we will have to order to make sure that all of these are in order. So this actually really should be the first one, and then followed by the sequence of each one of the options that are available to incorporate a developer tab. For this slide here, I will just simply choose fly in for this one, and then for the next one it will be expand. No change to that. And then here we'll go with a rise up. And make it expand. Then expand as well for that one. Peek in, and then for the second one it will be the expand option. Right, so that's all set, and here we'll choose the fly in. I'll just do peek, and then let's try that. That actually is a good one. And I'll do that again because I like that one there. And here we'll do fly in. Nothing for that. Okay, great. So now the next thing that we will do is to add transitions, or in another word, morph. So for that we will start with the second from the first, and we'll click transitions and then reveal, and then probably will automatically be on the right, so that's actually perfectly fine. and then reveal again, and then this time it will still be on the right, so we need it to be on the left, and then reveal again, and then this time will be on the right, so it's actually already set on the right. Reveal, then on the left, reveal on the right, reveal from the left, reveal from the right. Should actually, seems to be picking it automatically, but we're still making sure that we set it up ourselves. Actually really has to be the reveal. I like to make it from the left for that. And then that is actually all set for the transitions or more. The very last thing to do is to take the video footages, and not all of these are actually video. So I like to embed this as part of the macro security slide. So we'll go to the macro security and then we'll just embed it there. It should be automatically, there shouldn't be any animation on that. So, and also on this one, bring it to as far corner left as possible. And then also for this one here, that should be the last one. Actually, one more. That's the Save In workbook. So now we will choose to bring this video footage somewhere. Now, when it says hop into my computer, so I like that to actually show the computer. So we'll just create that mind game that is like you're hopping into your computer. You notice that PowerPoint will continue to provide you with a option for design. So if you're unsatisfied with the design that you currently have, you can always change it. So I'll go ahead and change it for that. You don't actually have to, but just to give you an idea that you can continue to make change as you so wish. So the next and final one would be this one. And maybe I'll just do it on the very first one. The agenda. And we'll just leave it like that. Now that is all set, so one of the next thing to do is I would like to add some sort of like additional feature or object to each one of these slide decks. And for that, I like to go to insert, and I would grab a shape, and I would like to pick this one. And format and shape, I like to bring it to the gradient fill, and the color, so far that color is good, but it's a little bit too light, so I like to keep it like a different color, so that's much better. And then I will, let's see what's the duration here. We will go ahead and add animation for that as well, and it's going to be the wheel. And that looks really good. And then the duration is 2 seconds. So that's actually perfectly fine. And it's also set at number 4, which is good. So I'll go ahead and copy these. And you can align it to the center, but for this illustration, I will keep it to the way that it is currently. And one last thing that I like to do is to making sure that the transition that I had picked for this one here is actually the right one, or the one that I really wanted it, and it's not. So for that, I actually would like to have Vertex, which is to create that kind of a last impression. So now it is much better, and we'll go back to the slide number 1 just to making sure that everything is ordered correctly. So here we'll go back to the animations and bring the animations pane over, and making sure that the curve is actually the very last one on each one of the slide acts. So the meeting agenda, the content, the abstract really needs to be the first one, and then the meeting agenda, content, and the curve. So that actually is all set. This is all set because we know that we worked on that from the beginning, so there's really no change to do there. And here, the computer really should be the first one, and then the introduction and the curve, so that actually looks good. And we'll making sure the same thing here. The curve is last, and then this is the first, so that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. That also looks good. That also looks good. So it looks like everything is in order. Perfect. So this really should make that motion effect that I illustrated earlier. And these are the skill set that you should be able to have acquired by the end of this tutorial. Before I close it up, I like to play the slide deck so that we can see what it truly looks like. As you can see, everything is working magically. That has now concluded this tutorial. I hope that you have found a value to it to maximize your work within your organization, or whether you will be meeting with a schoolmates for a school project. And I hope that the acquired skills, which encompass the PowerPoint, will be useful to you and to your needs. And I would really appreciate greatly if you can leave a comment on the comment section down below. And please like this video and share it within your network. There are a lot of great videos on the pipeline. And again, if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.